Hello, everyone. My name is Leslie, and I just want to talk about my miscarriage that I'm going through right now and how I first found out that I was pregnant. My last period was May 14th through the 17th. I always come on like about for 4 days, 3 to 4 days. Um, so I ovulated around the 25th, I assume. I'm just going off my period app. Um, So around June 8th, I was spotting, and then I thought I was about to, grade come on my period. So I didn't even think that I had a chance to be pregnant. So I was spotting, and I told my boyfriend, like, I'm spotting, we out for this month, I'm not pregnant. Try again in June. It's done. I mean, July. I said June because I'm reading this paper. So next thing you know, my boyfriend was like, you not out. Spotting is implantation bleeding. You never know, you never know. And I told him, like, no, I'm starting my period. So after we debated back and forth for a little while, I decided, like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom and take this pregnancy test because I had 2 extra pregnancy tests. So I went to the bathroom and I took the pregnancy test. And I always like to cover it up because I don't like to sit there and watch it. It make me nervous. So I had it covered up. And so once 3 minutes passed, I looked at it. And I had the one that reads the words. And it said pregnant. And I looked and I'm like, nah, I'm not pregnant. I don't know. So I told my boyfriend, and he was playing the game, so I brought the test to him, and I'm like, look. And then he looked at me, and then I'm like, look at the test. And he looked, and he was like, it says you're pregnant. And then I told him, like, but this can't be true because I'm spotting. And he was like, baby, it's implantation bleeding. How many times I gotta tell you that? And I'm like, Christian, no, it's my period. So I'm like, you know what? Well, I have another one, so I'm gonna go take this other one. If this other one say pregnant too, then I know. So I went in the closet trying to find the other one. I found the other one, and I had took it again about like 10 minutes later, and it said pregnant. And I'm like, okay, something ain't right. I don't believe this. So my boyfriend was like, oh my God, you pregnant? And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I don't believe this. So I was telling him, like, I'm gonna go to the store. And he's like, what you need to go to the store for? I'm like, because I'm gonna go to Target and I'm gonna buy another test. And if the other test say pregnant, then I'm pregnant. So he was like, but baby, you don't need to go to the store. You just took to his telling you. And I'm like, I was like, because I'm not pregnant. I'm gonna say this name, that's why. I was like, so I'm not pregnant. So he did not want me to go back to the store to buy another test, but me, I'm like, no, I don't believe I'm pregnant, so I'm going to the store. I went to Target, that's like around the block from my house, bought another test, like the first response test. It's the one that reads you yes or no, and it's the one that do the lines. It was like a 2-box combo. So I bought that. Boom. I bought it, I came home, and I took it. So I'm sitting there waiting 3 minutes, and I'm like, if this come back saying yes, and I see another line on the other test, then I'm pregnant for real. So 3 minutes passed, and I looked at it, and it said yes with the plus sign, and it said um, the 2 lines. And I wish I still had some of the tests to show you, but after a certain while, like the words go off, so that's why. But I still have them, but like the words disappear. So I'm like, okay, boom, I'm pregnant. So that whole day, I just felt like a little excited, but I didn't want to show it because I'm like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. But I'm like, this probably just not real, so I don't want to get my hopes up. So the next morning, because remind you that night I was still spotting. So the next morning, I woke up and I was spotting, but it was enough to cover up my panty liner. And I don't know because, it built up overnight, or I thought like I was just having a lot at one time. I got scared. So my boyfriend was still asleep, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the hospital because I want to make sure that I'm not going through a miscarriage already when I just found out I'm pregnant. So I went to the doctor, and they made me pee in a cup to do the urine test to confirm I am pregnant. They came back positive. Then the doctor took my blood work, and he was like, we're going to see your HCG levels to see where range you at. So I'm like, okay. So also during the process of me waiting for the ACG levels to come back, they took me upstairs to do an ultrasound to see can they could see the baby in the sack. So I went to do the ultrasound and they couldn't find the baby in the sack. So they was like, you probably still early. So at this moment, we still don't know if you bleeding because you're going through a miscarriage or because you're pregnant. So I'm like, okay. So I had to wait like another hour because I had to wait on the blood work to come back. Soon as the blood work came back, the doctor came in and he was like, your levels is at a 22. And he was like, so that means that you're pregnant because you had to be over 5 to be confirmed as pregnant. And he was like, so at this moment, we don't know if you going through a miscarriage or if you just spotting, because spotting is very normal in early pregnancies. So he was like, I would like for you to come back here on June 11th, or you could go to like a regular clinic or your regular doctor that you visit so they could do the test over to see that it doubled. Then he was just like explaining to me like, because if it didn't double, that means you're going through an early miscarriage. But if it did double, that means that your spotting is normal, so you don't have nothing to worry about. And I was like, okay. So for them whole 2 days, I was just sitting up praying to God, like, please God, please God, please God, let my numbers double. So on Tuesday when I went to the clinic and she did my blood work, my doctor told me that on the next day she was going to tell me my numbers. So now I remind you that I went to the doctor on June 9th, the ER, because the spine they confirmed it. So on June 11th, when I went to my regular doctor, she told me by June 12th, the next day, because it don't take that long, she was going to have my results and she was going to tell me. So when June 12th came, I'm sitting around the house and I'm waiting. I'm like, oh my gosh, she ain't calling me like, let me know, did it double, did it not double, like what's going on? Then also at that time, I wasn't spotting no more, so I was really wondering like, so oh my gosh, I'm still pregnant. I'm not, like, what's going on? So she kept telling me that she wanted me to wait to come in and tell me in person. So I got scared because I'm like, why does she want to tell me in person? It's something bad, like what's going on? So I'm really driving myself crazy, like crazy. So I finally got a chance to come in June 13th. And I was so worried that when the nurse took my blood pressure, I was up. Like, that's the first time ever that my blood pressure had been up. And she was like, calm down, calm down. And I'm like, no, I want to know. Like, as I'm still pregnant now, like, I need to know this. So the doctor came in the room and then she told me that my levels did double and that it was a 65. So it went from a 22 on June 9th to a 65 on June 11th when I went. And she was like, so, so your spotting could be very common because it's early in your pregnancy. Then that's when she had to explain to me about also if you had sex, that could be the reason why. So I'm like, okay. So next thing you know, she took another blood work and she was like, we're going to see did it double again. So I was like, okay. So on June 11th, when I took the other blood work, she called me back and she told me on June 14th that my levels doubled. And she was like, your levels doubled to 157, so that's more than double. And she was like, so you have nothing to worry about. And she was like, now I have to see you again in 2-3 more weeks so we can see can we hit a baby heartbeat and get an ultrasound. And I'm like, okay. Now around this time, the last time I went to the doctor, I was around, which was June 11th. I was around, what was I around? Well, no, last time I went June 13th. I believe I was around 4 weeks and like 3 days because every Tuesday it made another week for me. So I was like, okay. So for those weeks leading up to my miscarriage, it was like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the most symptoms I ever had was being bloated, but I never got, like, to the point where I'm throwing up and I can't eat, or then during them nights I was still up, like I was not sleepy at all. I don't know, is it because I was worried when I was like nervous or excited, like a mix of all them emotions? Or was it because of, I don't know, maybe I was just scared and I just kept praying to God every night, like, please, God, let everything will be okay. Because I supposed to heard the heartbeat July 1st, which is coming up in a couple of days. So as time went by and I still wasn't having no symptoms. And I even told my boyfriend, and I'm like, I'm not having no symptoms. Like, I feel so normal that I don't even feel like I'm pregnant. And then he was like, some people don't have symptoms. It's okay. And I'm like, okay, maybe I need to start worrying myself. But it's like, even though they told me I was pregnant, it was like still within myself, I didn't feel it. I just felt like nothing was there. So on June 24th, I decided to take a pregnancy test. Because I kept begging my boyfriend, he didn't want me to take one. Because he was like, you're pregnant, you don't need to keep taking these tests, it's stressing yourself out. And I was like, but I do need to take a test, I do need to take a test. So I went to Dollar Tree and I bought 2 tests. And this was June 24th. So I took the test and it came back negative. And I was like, oh shit. So now I'm more than scared. I'm like, oh my God, my test came back negative. Like, I'm not pregnant no more. Like, how? I didn't bleed or anything. So when did the miscarriage happen? Like, why does this test come back negative? So next thing you know, I told my mama and I was like, Mom, why my test come back negative? Now, my mama told me then and now I should have went to the hospital and explained to them that I'm pregnant, but I'm getting a negative test. But I told my mama, I don't want to seem like that I'm doing too much, but that I'm acting crazy or something. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. So on the 27th, which was 3 days later, Thursday, me and my boyfriend had sex early that morning, but it wasn't like rough or anything. So I began to spot later, like a couple of hours after that. Then I told my boyfriend like I'm spot, and he was like, it's just because we had sex and ain't nothing to worry about. So later on that night, around 11:40, and I was getting ready to get in the shower. On my panty liner, it was bloodshot red, like period red, and I was like, what the fuck, like, what's going on? So I went out and told my boyfriend because he was asleep at the time, and I was like, oh my God, I'm bleeding. I need to go to the hospital because something ain't right with the baby. Something ain't right with the baby. So we went to the hospital around 12:30 at night, and they did a urine test. I was weighing them like I'm 6 weeks now. At this time, I was 6 weeks and 3 days, close to 4 days. So I'm trying to explain to her like I'm pregnant, I'm bleeding. So they did the urine test, and around 1 p.m., the doctor came in there and she was like, when did you ever get a positive test? Then I got to explain to her about the ER visits, the doctor visits, and she was like, because your urine test came back negative. And she was like, so the labs take a little longer, so we're going to wait on your ACG level testing. And she was like, so for right now, I can't let you go get an ultrasound unless I really know that you're pregnant. So at that moment, me and my boyfriend was sitting there, and my boyfriend was like, maybe it's the hook effect, because we read online about when you get to about 5 weeks, sometimes if your HCG levels is too high, it make the pregnancy test come negative. So you have to like mix it with water. Like, it was like something that I read online, but that's a whole nother story. So he was just telling me like, baby, you gonna come out fine. Your levels gonna be high. Our baby's still in there. There's nothing to worry about. So I'm like, okay. So next thing you know, the lady came back around 2 p.m. and she was like, your ACG levels is a 2, which means that you're not pregnant. So you probably experienced a miscarriage. And at that moment, I felt like blank. Like, it's like I knew in my heart when I wasn't having those symptoms. I knew that it wasn't that anyway, but actually hearing it from a nurse or a doctor mouth, it really hit me like, damn, I'm not pregnant. And it hurt. So I just tried to like, be strong, like okay, well, this not gonna be the end of my journey. I could always, I could try again. Like I could try again. So it was just said, like the whole experience was said. So from that night on, I was still bleeding. Even now, I'm cramping, but not like bad, bad. And it just seemed like I'm on my period. Like I never actually seen like clumps of blood at a time. It just seemed like I'm just on my period. So, and the cramps they do hurt, but they manageable. Like I haven't needed to take a pain pill yet for it, thank God. So I'm just really dealing with it. And at this moment, it's just like it hurts. Me and my boyfriend, we was planning on having a baby, so seeing that positive June 8th, that really like made us excited. We was happy. We was hopeful. We was looking for a 2-bedroom apartment because right now we in a 1-bedroom. And we was like, so once the baby get here, we're going to need a nursery. We're going to need this. We're going to need that. And we was like really getting prepared to like actually be parents. So and that's why I tried to tell my boyfriend, like, this is not the end for us. And he was telling me, like, I don't want to keep putting your body through that. And I told my boyfriend, like, I understand what you're coming from, but at the end of the day, I'm not giving up. I don't want to give up. Like, I don't want to give up. So, I just wanted to make a little short story to talk about how I'm feeling. But at the end of the day, I guess I'm feeling hopeful because my mom talked to me and she was just letting me know, like, it's okay. You're going to get pregnant again and it's going to be successful. Like, she was encouraging me. So, me feeling sad, I don't really feel sad because my mom is really helping me through it. And she letting me know, like, it's okay. And your baby is going to come. Like, you're going to get pregnant again. So, don't let this discourage you or make you think you can't have kids because you is. Like, it's going to happen. So, with her words of encouragement, I try to tell my boyfriend, I'm like, I understand you upset right now, you said, but I'm like, this is not an end of our journey. Like, it's going to happen. So, thank you all for watching it and listening. And hopefully this can encourage you all to talk about y'all miscarriage stories or be okay with it or learn how to cope with it. But it is good to have somebody like by your side who you could talk to, who either went through it or understands you, because me talking to my mama made me feel much better because she been through it. Before she had me, she had a miscarriage. So she understand how it feel. So I just wanted to make this story so I could even feel a little better about myself because I haven't really talked about it because I'm trying to like, hold everything together and be strong, especially for my boyfriend because he's not really good at showing emotions. So I'm just trying to make him know like it's okay while also trying to let my own self know, if you're going to try to say like it's okay. So hopefully in a couple of months I'll be up here showing y'all positive tests. Yeah, I'm pregnant. But until then, thank you all for watching my video, and I wish you all luck out there who are suffering from miscarriage or are trying to conceive. Don't let a miscarriage get you down. Know that you is going to come back stronger and you is going to have your rainbow baby, because that's what I hope and that's what I believe. So that's all you need is hope. And you have to feel it in your heart that it's going to happen. And with that being said, thank you for watching my video. Goodbye.